Hello everyone, welcome back to more chess. As promised, today we're going to try playing some, not like blitz chess. I'm not fast enough to play blitz at a reasonable level. I don't know. I'm going to just try 10 plus 5, so that I don't have to worry about running out of time at the end. I guess like a professional player would have matched up and then started the video. I don't think I've ever played 10 plus 5 on Lichess, so my rating should be provisional. Hello? Wow, it's loading way slower than I thought it would. Okay, here we are. I'm white. Okay. I moved. I have moved. My move has been made. I don't know what is. Am I like lagging or something? That's a weird opening, isn't it? Wait, didn't I say 10 plus 5? Oh, maybe you don't get any points for the first move? Yeah, okay. I really have like very little. I know opening theory is like you try to control the center, you develop some pieces, and I've seen people make totally normal openings, and I don't remember what they are. Okay, sure. I guess. Go away. All right, I don't mind. I don't think. Take towards the center. What's my opponent's rating, by the way? 1486. Okay, so probably better than me. Like, I should be rated around like 1,000 or something, would be my guess. Let's just advance more in the center. Then start getting out minor pieces. Try to keep my king side safe. I do need somewhere to put my king, and over here is not looking very pleasant. I mean, I don't. Obviously, I lost some pawn structure here, but I got the bishop pair and some tempo. Like, I'm perfectly happy with it. Opponent had to spend 2 moves trading their bishop for my knight, and I only had to spend 1 move retaking. Okay. What's the actual threat here? I guess it's this pawn? Because I don't think you can do anything to these pawns with just your queen, and you can't get anyone else over here very quickly. So I'll just develop my bishop to defend. Piling up, okay. Develop a queen, right? I'm not falling into any weird traps here? I don't think so. In a few moves, you could push this pawn down, I guess. So I could play queen here, more conservative. But I don't know, I like her here. She seems fine. I feel like I've been making every move instantly, and I'm still down like a minute and also 15 seconds behind my opponent on time. This is why it's like, you can imagine that the palpitations my heart was going through when I tried to play a 1-minute tournament that lasted an hour. Okay. Sure. Oh, that seems horrible, actually, for my opponent. Well, okay, hang on. If I was thinking I do this, and then their knight is deflected, and the queen is hanging. But actually, it just forces them to move the queen here. Then I have to retake, and then they can run away with the knight. So that actually would be a terrible move, because it does ruin my... It doesn't ruin my structure. I could go here. Alternatively, I could initiate the trade, or I could escape the trade. I could run away. Like queen here, for example. That makes her so vulnerable to, like, not immediately, but someday, moves like that. just gonna like quietly develop. If you want to trade queens, that's fine with me. It gets my knight out. I don't think I want to give up this pawn. Why do I keep, like, when I play, it's like a full second before the computer notices it's my opponent's turn. Ooh, this pawn's in a little danger, huh? Well, that's me paying off the debt of my pawn structure from earlier, I guess. Do I have like a slow connection or something? This pawn's obviously a little sensitive, but the king's taking care of it for now. And this resolves my doubled pawn issue as well. It leaves me a weak pawn over here. What is this knight doing? There's nothing over there, right? I don't think so. It gives me a very strong center pawn to do this, I think. Oh, I see. He's defending so he doesn't have to move this pawn. Okay, cool move. I don't see any compelling reason to delay castling. Ah, yeah, I do. This. I don't want this to be my flight square in the future. I want, because the opponent has the white square bishop, I want something like this instead. So I don't want to just go up and defend the bishop that way. I want to retreat with it. Let's just go here. Quiet move. I have a lot more pieces developed than my opponent. Well, a couple more anyway, and it was after all their turn, so the problem's been addressed a little bit. Let's get that rook in. Actually, I wonder if they should have taken with this pawn to release this bishop. He's having a bad day right now. I could push and attack this knight. I'm not sure that that's productive. What? Like, I need to form a plan right now. There's no obvious tactics or issues going on right now that I can see. I could obviously be missing some. But like, I need some idea of something to do. Maybe just like take an open file? Yeah. Well, I think I want to do it with this rook. I'm a little worried about this pawn, but I think I can take care of him with a bishop or something if he gets into danger. And I might want this rook to go here. Cramping them together didn't seem like a good plan. What's a good space for my knight? I should be looking at my opponent's weaknesses. They don't really have any serious weaknesses yet. Whereas my pawn structure is weak all over. Maybe I should stop advancing pawns for that reason? I don't know. Give me more control over the center. This knight is a little overloaded, actually. He's the only one defending this pawn at the moment. Which means, I don't know exactly what it means. Ooh, that's kind of a nice, I don't know, maybe it's not that great. But this seems like my worst bishop, just because of, I have this pawn on a dark square fixed, so I don't know. Plus, I don't really want an opposite colored bishop ending, probably? I don't know. I can take here. I don't know if that's helping their rook or inconveniencing it. It's probably not good for me, though. This move doesn't really work. This pawn is hanging now. Just try not to let the opponent attack it. Oh, that's kind of a nuisance. Okay, I probably shouldn't have played bishop here then. I could come up. Can I survive that? This pawn is a weak point, and it could open me up to a tactic like this someday, but not immediately. Oh, the problem is I could just do this, and then I'm toast. All right, so I do have to retreat. Okay, bad move. Let's try doubling here. Yeah, fine. Then we can push this pawn and get something going a little bit, maybe? Bishop there. So here, takes is obviously no good. Oh, it's okay, actually, isn't it? Because they have this knight guarding. Well, but I can take that, right? Oh, then there's retake with another knight. I think this push is fine. There's something going on. I'm not sure exactly what the deal is, but breaking up this pawn structure is useful. And this knight is not really a stable defender of this space necessarily. I see. Black resigned. Am I missing something? In the Blitz tournament that I was talking about 4 years ago, 4.5, I guess. I looked at my Lichess history. I played like 3 games and got checkmated very quickly in the first 2, and then in like the third one, my opponent just played some moves and then resigned, and I was like, what? And I looked around for like 10 seconds, which was a sixth of the time that was allotted for the whole game. I was like, oh, he hung his queen. It's like, I didn't notice, but... So I don't know, did something like that happen here? Show me what's happening. Was my opponent just sick of playing against someone who was moving, like, taking time? Shouldn't have queued 10-5 in that case. I don't know. Yeah, this position seems... It says, like, drawish, right? Well, show me, like... How do I ask for a computer analysis? Here it is. Yes, give it to me. So I think this is evaluation is just like how good it thinks the current position is, and it does say like it's drawish. This is interesting. So I had a big advantage for much of the game, and then I blundered it, and then my opponent resigned. Okay, yeah. That sounds like beginner level chess to me. So... one blunder, which I guess was this, right? Whatever happened right at the end. so how do I learn from your mistakes? We'll press that button. Queen f3 was played. Don't play that move. So remember I was focusing on this pawn. It says I'm up a piece here. This? That's a different way to defend the pawn, I guess. But is it really, like, that amazing? What about this? That develops with tempo. That's something nice. No, I looked at that and it's horrible because the queen goes here. No, she doesn't. The bishop's guarding. Maybe it's all right. Yeah, so it says that's great. It says send the knight back home, and then develop more with tempo, and then they have to send the queen back as well. Okay, so I'm obviously not actually up a piece here, but I've got so much tempo advantage that it's great. Okay. And what I actually played was queen here, which is kind of like, my queen is too vulnerable in this spot, so it's not really a positive development. Okay. Well, wait a minute. So the other move I was thinking of was this, which doesn't work. The queen doesn't go here, but the knight can. Why not just knight here? Oh, right, you take the queen. I see. And not queen here, because then you take the queen that way. I see. So this is fine, but not as good. Why is that worse? Like, what happened to the order? So you can't do this, because then I can attack the queen and eventually... I don't know, this is weird. It's saying... Oh. Just trade queens this way? And give up your knight. Huh. Okay, anyway. Next. This is like one move later or something? Yeah. Next it says, you just developed your bishop. Why didn't you do something good instead? I guess that's kick the knight away? No. That loses my pawn structure. No, it doesn't, because I can do this. Pawn here seems horrible. Bishop here is even worse. Develop the knight? I'm not sure why. Okay. So it says this dropped like half a piece. And this is way better. Why is this so great? It forces a queen trade, kind of? But I could just trade queens if I wanted. This attacks that pawn, and that's why black wants to block. To get a trade instead of just losing a piece and really ruining their like rook and king position. So fine. I guess we get a queen trade and ruin their structure this way? I don't know. I don't totally get it. A human teacher would be able to explain to me why this move is bad. Or this move is bad. But the computer can't. How far into the game are we, by the way? I have no idea. So I played rook here. Alright, I don't know. Let's just skip this one. I want to see what was going on at the end when I blundered everything. It doesn't like rook b2. I don't think pushing the rook any further is better, unless it's all the way to here? No. Just take the knight? I don't think so. I don't know, what's wrong? Push the pawn. Ah, right. I think. So I think that's to do with the fact that these knights are tied down to defending each other. Or anyway, this one is. This one is. Because part of like what I would like to do someday is take this knight, and then they can't do this because it exposes the rook. So this knight's only protector is this guy. I don't know, maybe it's simpler than that. I just do this, and now he has to run away. And there's no immediate tactical advantage. It's just like, look at my pieces and look at their pieces. Okay. So this was my blunder of the game. I dropped the whole game with pawn here. Can I just sack the rook? Does that work? No. It's guarded by the pawn and the rook. Take the knight? Like, I've got this immense advantage right now. Hello? I resume learning. No, don't show me the position. Stop. The scroll wheel goes backward and forward, and like I wanted the scroll to look at the bottom of the screen. All right, take me here, please. Learn from your mistakes. Are we at the right one again? We are. Okay. I tried not to look at what was going on, what the right move was. Learn from your mistakes. No, but not that one. The one at the end of the game where I lost. This one. So I can do this, and you recapture. Fine. Like, my question is just like, why do I have an immense advantage? The material is balanced, right? Yeah, I mean, I'm up a bishop for the knight, but I just have some stupendous position. Up almost a rook. I don't really see why. Do I do this? Oh, it did say I'm supposed to do that. That's right. I remember now. I think. Yeah, so this is something. Why? We're attacking the knight, obviously. The knight can run away. Not to very many places, but here or here are both safe. Right? But it doesn't want to do that. It just wants to give up the knight, because I must have some amazing position coming. Right? So what's wrong with running away? I push again. Yeah, that was the move that occurred to me first. Let's say you try to save this knight as well. Here. Ah, this rook, I see. This rook can't actually get away because of this bishop knifing in. Interesting. So, okay, you give up that knight and you just grab a pawn. 2 pawns. And now the sacrifice over here is finally working because we scared away this knight, I think. I don't know. Done reviewing my mistakes. So we can review black's mistakes. That's interesting. I don't know, their opening was just weird and bad. Alright, let's not review their mistakes. Let's try to get a second game in. 10-5. Well, I'm pretty happy with how, like, I don't know, the first half of that game went. Right up until I blundered and then my opponent resigned, I was doing pretty well against an almost 1500, you know, which is not like a stupendously great player, but better than I think I am. Oh, here's another provisional player. Okay, sure. Really? Is that theory? I guess I'll take it. I see. So that lets you develop the queen, but I don't know if you really want to. How am I going to annoy that queen? Bishop here, I suppose, right? So I don't want to block with the bishop. I want to do something else. Just knight here. We want to punish the queen for developing so early by making her have to move again. Not sure about that one. Oh, I see. She's forking my knight and my pawn. Oh, I'm not sure how great an idea this all was, huh? Okay. Well, I wasn't going to castle queenside anyway. Could just get out a bishop or try and plant a knight here. This is a very weak spot for black, actually. They've lost both of these pawns. This is my strongest spot on the whole board. So I really want to make use of it somehow. I don't know if now is the time, but I'd like to get my bishop helping there as well. Get this pawn. Yeah. I want to go there. So like, oh, I'm pinned. Sure. Get out of here. Queen here would be like, I don't know about that. Very bold, it seems. Okay, now, well, I could take the queen. It's always something worth thinking about. Doesn't seem particularly good. Okay, so let's just put a knight in this monster spot. You know, maybe I should have taken the queen, because then knight here threatens this fork. I think that would have been better. Mm-hmm. Well, let's just get another piece who's capable of coming into that square. Don't let this pawn flinch. He's got a very important job. Hang on to this square. Rip. There goes my pawn. It looks so like developed, you know? That's not great. It's horrible is maybe a better word. What am I supposed to do now? Castles? Okay. Isn't bishop here? No, the knight's guarding it. The queen is too, but she can't actually take it. She's busy guarding this square. All right, let's make this knight go away. Okay, now the fork is no longer working. The king has moved. My queen is very precarious, I think. I need to get my pawns over to like these squares to keep making use of this central hole my opponent has. What's that all about? Why don't I just take here, whoops, and then capture the pawn as well? I think that should be fine. Then these pieces aren't really threatening anything serious at the moment. I see. So you recover the pawn that way. You don't though, because I can play knight here if you try. It's just important that I keep my queen guarding the knight, right? Or attacking the queen, rather. So let's just back up and say you can have that pawn and hope they fall for it, right? No, this doesn't work because they just... Ugh. If I play knight here, they just take with the queen. Can I lock this bishop in somehow? Queen here? Or knight here, rather? Knight here. The bishop no longer... Oh, the bishop can just get out that way, right. Well, the bishop... Right. If I leave this space open, the bishop can get out to here. And if I block it, the bishop can get out to here. So I guess I could put a pawn here? But the bishop can still get there. I think I'm just slowly being beaten. Oh! The queen's guarding the bishop, huh? Well, sort of. I can trade my knight for that bishop if I want. Fine. Oh shit, it's still being guarded. Ah, man. Man, oh man. There's still, like, my opponent and I are both weak enough players that I should not be resigning. I could be gifted a win at any time, but it seems pretty clear that I'm the weaker player. This is awkward. Fine. Opponent should... I don't know. Should probably, like, as a human, you should probably trade queens. The computer would say it's a bad move, but as a human, it probably makes it harder for you to accidentally lose. I just, like, I don't know. Pieces should not be allowed to attack from more than 3 squares away, is my opinion. Stuff like this is just impossible. Nobody could ever see it. All right, we actually made the opponent think for a minute. This hasn't happened in a while. Okay. They're going to trade queens. Fine. Like, what is my plan? There isn't really one. Try to take firmer control of this open file, perhaps? And the light squares, somehow? All right. Fine, I give up. Oh, what a disaster. I didn't even know my opponent had a light square bishop. It was so far away. Like I was telling you, I don't know. I'm a bad player, and I can't even pay attention to the whole board most of the time. Look at that. I was actually up for most of the game. And then there was just this huge blunder when I played knight e, when I sacked the knight. Well, okay. I made a big blunder here, giving away my advantage, and then another one giving my opponent a huge advantage. So, what's going on here? So I played queen d3 here, and it says I should have just taken the bishop. I see. I was, okay, I don't know. I was getting a little, like, greedy here, I guess. Because I had my sights set on this, like, well, what if my opponent makes a mistake? If I, like... What I thought the opponent might do was, like, here... Right. And then I thought, aha, now I can do this, and they've dropped their queen. And I didn't realize until a little bit later. Well, I thought of it and then, like, forgot it, and then later re-remembered, is that the queen can still take the knight. But I was thinking I was setting up this trap where I was going to, like, put the knight here, and make them drop their queen. And so I didn't want to just trade in the knight for a bishop when I thought I had this cool plan. But I don't understand why I'm so hugely up again. Like, this is the second game in this episode. And in both games, it's been like, you are miles ahead, even though the position is equal. I'm, more developed, it's true. I have good control over one open file and can get the other. My bishop is not a pile of garbage. I don't have any holes in my pawn position, although it's a little bit, the middle's a little bit tenuous. But it doesn't seem to me like I'm up by 4. I don't know, like... Here, presumably, right? Oh, turn this on and give me the computer analysis. Of course I want a computer analysis. I already got one, okay. Am I confused? So, because I'm plus 4, and then if I do this, I'm only actually plus 2.5? Don't really understand that. Show threat? Oh, okay. That's just saying, what if you did nothing? What is the opponent's move threatening? Okay, that doesn't seem that useful to me. What is this button? Okay. So I don't totally understand why it like changes its mind. Does it just need more time to think in this spot or something? And the computer analysis is already figured out that it's actually +4, but in this, if I give it more depth, does it go and realize actually you're at +4 here? I don't know. It doesn't seem to be. So okay, for whatever reason, it thinks this is good, but not as good as it thinks it is. I don't totally understand why. But anyway, we'll hit learn from your mistakes. I played rook here. And I can't just do this because that drops the knight. The other way to protect this pawn would be with a queen, right? Like that? That seems horrible. So it seems to be saying, don't worry about that pawn. I don't totally understand why. Just like get on with development and let the enemy take this pawn if they want to keep not developing anything, maybe, is the idea? Or is there some tactic if they take here? Apparently, yes. Oh, wow. This queen doesn't have a lot of exits, I guess. Maybe? I don't know. Ah, this fork is what we're threatening. Which I saw eventually. And so why not say king here? Then we can go after the queen. she's having a bad day. But like, look at how much of this file is controlled by my pieces. So the queen can't escape along this file. She can't go onto this file. She can't come down here. So she has to go this way, but my knight's guarding this space. My bishop's guarding here. This knight's guarding here, and this knight's guarding here. Oh my god. Look at this poor woman. She actually... Huh. Well, I didn't plan for this, and this is an unreasonable number of arrows, I know. I just want to demonstrate that, like, we have this whole file. And this whole diagonal. They're all... Let me use a different color, actually. These are all completely taken away from her. So she has only one safe space right now, which is the one she's in. And all we have to do is threaten her without removing another defender. I don't immediately see how to do that, because rook here actually gives up this file again. Maybe swing in the other knight somehow, knight here, knight here. But then she gets away to this space. I don't know. I'm just supposed to do this. Oh, I see. Yeah, of course. This space is defended by my knight, and that takes away her last safe space. And now she just has to trade herself in. Wow. So I guess, like, if I were a good player, the way I would recognize that I don't have to defend the pawn is to think about what else the queen needs to do. And that involves noticing how important this is, right? It's that I can go here. I have knight here as this huge threat that I didn't really see. And if the queen commits herself way over here, she's not defending against that. And she's also setting up to be captured. Wow. And so here I played... Bishop takes knight. Which it doesn't like. What threats do I have? Like I can put a rook on this file, which seems kind of cool. Or I could try to deflect this pawn. Pawn takes is obviously bad. I get the knight for free at that point. Pawn push, also obviously bad. I get the knight. So here, maybe just like do nothing with these two pieces. Maybe run away with the knight? But where? Here? I push again and chase the knight further? Then you can just come back. I don't know. Huh. Is it this? Yeah, what though? The knight runs away. And then? It says this. To isolate this pawn, I guess? I'm not really sure what I'm accomplishing with these moves. Obviously, we're cramping this side of the board a bit for black. But it seems like they could potentially just like, I don't know, this or something. Well, they don't want to lose that pawn. I see. I see. So the threat, I think, is just to keep marching. Let's say black does the best move. And we keep marching. It says that's horrible. They have bishop takes. I see. So it's just to start taking more space. Huh. All right. So we looked at this one already, and I was supposed to just take it. I don't really know what happens after that. Ah! This is why it's so much better. The opponent's king side is ruined. And I can develop my rooks while my opponent still has two pieces on the sidelines. I see. So this piece has two defenders and is attacked twice. So I don't win any material from taking it. But I get this big positional benefit that my opponent's king side is ruined. And I have good tempo to take the center, I guess. Interesting. Oh, I still have more blunders? Oh yeah, this is the one that lost me the game. I played knight here. Yes, okay, I agree that was a bad move. I figured that one out during the game. Thank you very much. I mean, at this point, I'm like barely winning. I so wanted to get that bishop, but I just can't do it, actually. Just develop a rook. Chase the bishop? I don't know. Push a pawn. Oh, yeah, well, I don't know. The pawn's not obviously in any danger. This pawn seems really important in the last move and in the last mistake and this one. I get to plant this pawn here and threaten to tear apart the kingside structure again. So that's something I should pay more attention to, I guess. Okay, well, that's enough for chess for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.